It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see Baltimore.
It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K. And with well, guys, DA, thank you. And by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame. Now we're right around the halfway point of the season, Doris. This is often when we see the better teams really begin to shift gears and surge ahead.
Yeah, we certainly have a better feel for who the contenders might be. We still have a long way to go, obviously, and teams will have some lulls and then some high points, and you've got to be able to weather all of those things. But the reality is we have a greater understanding of who has the necessary offensive and defensive components to compete at a championship level.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Baltimore, they've got Mason. He's out there with Ulis. Isaiah Thomas out there with J.J. Barea. And it's Van Vliet in at the four-man position. Anthony kicks to Beasley. Golden State moving it around. Just 5 to shoot. On the wing, they get it back, and that one's good by Gortat.
That's called battling your way for the second chance opportunity. Gortat is a real handful.
Barea, the pass to Van Vliet. Outside Thomas. Back to Barea. There's the three. Another miss by Barea. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. To the middle. Anthony kicks to Gortat. Passes it to Evans. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
You got to respect the physicality of Evans. Excellent at drawing contact on his way up.
The Warriors shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And he sinks the second. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
The three from Thomas. Again, the miss by Baltimore.
When you think about Marcin Gortat, you think about a guy who gives you toughness. You think about a guy who's going to set excellent screens. He's going to battle on the defensive end of the floor. Sort of an old school, back to the basket center type guy, but he is evolving as the NBA evolves.
Mason, the pass to Ulis. Barea kicks to Mason. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas, and he hits the jump shot.
Well, you have to stay attached to Isaiah Thomas because in catch-and-shoot situations, this guy is ready to fire.
No good from Beasley. Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to San Antonio. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
Evans outside. 56 seconds left in the first quarter. And that one's good by Gortat.
Well, we think of Marcin Gortat as a tough physical defender, but this guy has tremendously good touch near the cup.
Anthony against Thomas. Van Vliet looking around. Back to Thomas. Van Vliet kicks to Ulis. From deep. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And Ulis must take that shot and make it on a more consistent basis. When he does, the whole floor opens up.
15 seconds left in the first. Here's Evans. 11 points for him in that last game against the Spurs in San Antonio. Anthony nowhere around. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
Well, if you let Melo get his feet set, turn the lights off.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Warriors lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And now, in a different stage of his career, Carmelo.
We all had to accept whatever.
And that adjustment, Greg, not without hiccups for a lot of star players.
No doubt. It can be difficult to accept a diminished role, but if Melo is going to finally win a title, I think it'll have to be as more of a secondary player.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at the Warriors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
On the floor for Baltimore, Ulis is out there with Mason. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. Then there's J.J. Barea, and it's Van Vliet in at the 4. Barea with Evans picks him up. And the rejection by Evans. And they'll keep possession. Barea, no good. Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to the Spurs in San Antonio.
And, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
No passion on the defensive end. Didn't look completely engaged. Really need to lock in and be focused on these road games.
Anthony with the bucket.
You can tell the three-point shot is something that Melo has developed over his course of time in the league. In this era of the Golden State Warriors, it's easy to forget the lean years. Prior to this 6-year run, guys, the last time they had made it to the playoffs 4 consecutive seasons, 1952.
And Mills kicks to Anthony. Back to Mills. Wants to get it to Beasley and does. Pass to Mills. A 3-ball. Ulis pulls it in. And Doris, the Warriors' 6-year playoff run, tying their record set in the first 6 years of the franchise's existence.
That's when they were playing back in Philadelphia. And just to give you a little more context, only 3 of those seasons did they have a winning record. Make no mistake, this is the golden era of Warriors basketball.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Melo, one of the league's all-time great scorers. He crossed over the 20,000-point barrier back in 2014. It's a testament to the volume he produces at.
Shot from 12. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. And this is their first time matched up this year with Baltimore.
Yeah, and they took both games they played against this club last season.
But they recover it. Gortat dishes to Anthony. With the teardrop, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Baltimore, the foul. The Warriors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Both shots good from the stripe.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Up top, Barea. Gortat covering. Here's Ulis. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Ulis has got 5 now.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Evans. No good there. And Baltimore going the other way now. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
Well, certainly it wasn't their best night shooting the basketball. What you have to do is now put it aside and get focused for the next one.
Sinks the triple.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from 3-point range.
Anthony against Thomas. Over Anthony. No good on the last second attempt there.
You can never discount the range and the...
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They took over in the second quarter, building their lead up to 10 points by the half and looking very much like a team that is determined to turn this game into a laugher. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far? And that'll...
the Embarcadero in San Francisco with the Bay Bridge glistening in the background as we welcome you back to the Bay Area and back to Oakland, California. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
I don't think you could ask for anything more from this guy. He has been fantastic to start this one.
Beasley out there with Gortat, then it's Mills, then it's Anthony, and it's Evans in at the 2-guard position. That's the Warriors 5. Baltimore trails by 8. For Beasley, as most people know, Doris, it's been a wild ride getting here.
It certainly has, Kevin, but the talent was undeniable, right? Let's remember this guy was a former number 2 overall pick. Reality is, though, he had to spend some time in China. He needed an adjustment to both his game and his attitude.
Anthony kicks to Gortat, just 5 on the clock, and stolen by Thomas. Lays it in off the breakaway. Thomas got 8 points.
Isaiah Thomas with the beautiful theft. How about his ability to impact both sides of the floor?
Here's Anthony. Second shot opportunity, and there's the nice layup by Gortat. Gortat's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Van Vliet kicks to Ulis. Van Vliet passes to Thomas. Pass to Mason. Shot clock at 6. And here is Barea outside. It's rebounded by Golden State. Beasley's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. To the paint. Here's Gortat. It's stolen by Barea. Here is Mason, covered by Mills. 2 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. Mason kicks to Ulis. Thomas trying to break loose. Ulis can't get it to go. Warriors leading by 8. To the right side. And here's Mills from the arc. That shot no good. And so Ulis will bring it up for Baltimore. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Back to Thomas. You've talked about what it takes to be a great head coach, Doris. Qualities that you think are paramount to the success, for instance, of an assistant coach.
Maybe the most important attribute to an assistant coach would be coaching with your heart and soul like it's your job on the line every night, not just the head coach's job. Right? If you pour your heart and soul into something and make that head coach's job easier, then you've functioned appropriately. And the other thing it's allowed you to do is it's allowed you to accelerate your growth. You're constantly thinking, what would I do in this situation? That helps you in the long term.
Love that perspective. Watching Tyler Ulis, Doris, amazing some of the things that he can do at his size.
Yes, Kevin, he stands a mere 5'9", about a $150 weight. And here's a guy who's always had to prove himself, right? That's why he drops to the 2nd round of the draft. But this guy is a true floor general in every sense of the word. Heart, will, determination, and leadership that coaches dream of.
Evans against Mason. Evans finds Gortat. Golden State moving it around. And that one is good by Beasley.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
Mason, the pass to Barea. To the paint. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Mason.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of lead.
They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
And here's Anthony from the arc. And another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Barea kicks to Thomas. Gortat comes up with the rebound. Gortat's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Mills with it. Here's Evans. A second chance effort.
That's excellent defense by J.J. Barea. He's playing the right angle, moving his feet, and gets up into the shooter's face. It's all you can ask.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we'll be right back after this. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. On the floor for Baltimore, they've got J.J. Barea. Mason is out there with Ulis. Then it's Isaiah Thomas, and it's Van Vliet in at the 4 slot. And here's Mills from the arc. The rebound by Mason.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
Warriors leading by 10. Evans outside. Over Ulis. And it's Evans missing. Baltimore with the ball. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. Here's Mills. 1 minute now into this 4th quarter. The pass to Evans. He kicks it to Beasley. Gortat trying to break loose. And that one is good by Beasley. Beasley's got the lead up to 10 now for the Warriors. And Baltimore calls time here.
You know, I think one thing Coach will address in this timeout right now is you're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Scott Brooks' huddle. He is not happy with the perimeter defense. He said, guys, our 3-point line is too lax, and they're getting wide open shots. Got to get over screens and get on top of them and get them off the line. We'll see if they get the message, guys.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And it's Evans in the corner. Beasley trying to break free. And Tyreke Evans with the 3. And the Warriors lead by 13. Over to the left wing. Mason kicks to Barea. Floats one. Warriors with the rebound. Beasley's got 6 rebounds now in the game. On the wing, Evans. Pass to Gortat. Now here's Evans. Defense is right there, and that one drops for him.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
You know, Doris, for a long time, few people realized how efficient the 3-point shot can be, the extra point making such a difference. Why do you think it took a while for that thought process to hold?
Well, I think obviously we have advanced metrics, and the reason we have advanced metrics is there are more ways to monitor the things that happen between the lines, right? There are cameras everywhere. We can track people's data via computer programs. But I think one of the interesting things to me, Kevin, is that Steph Curry really has changed the logistics of what defines a quality shot. Here's a guy who steps across half court, and when he does, he's in range. So the influence of Steph Curry cannot be understated.
Great example. A lot of Times late in the season, Doris, we see the expensive vets bought out of their contracts. Often they sign for a cheap price for a true contender, and that affects parity among postseason qualifiers.
No doubt about it, Kevin. It really brings into very sharp focus the value of a quality GM, because the rich can get richer, and it can tilt things toward the top teams. I don't mind it, Kevin. Part of the reason these players agree to a buyout in the first place is the opportunity to choose their next situation. It is within the rules, and therefore I have no problem with it.
I like it as well.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Warriors.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year. And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Tyreke Evans.
Boy, what a determined offensive presence he has been for them tonight. He carried the scoring load, and as hot as he was, it took a ton of pressure off his teammates all night.
Back to Barea, looking to end the run. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Oh, play a game of deep ball. I like it. Barea improved his range over these years.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Now here's Evans. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying...
I had to grow. Thought she asked if I could see, but she really wants